Hey everybody, welcome to the Lotus Podcast. This is episode 4, A Long Winter's Nap. I'm Heather Weidner, here to bring you some inspiration, and today I want to talk about that topic, a long winter's nap. Now, this is coming from a girl who spent every winter in South Central Pennsylvania. So when I talk about wintertime, to me, it's way cooler temps, occasional snow, and really short days of daylight. So for me, that's my geographical location as far as wintertime goes. If you're further south, you might not have the same experiences. If you're further north, it might be very different too. So I am speaking from where I am in South Central PA. So anyway, let's talk about wintertime and what it means. To me, it's a season of comfort and coziness. And by that, I mean, it's a time where the days are shorter. It's dark by almost 5 o'clock here in the evening and doesn't get light until about 7:30 in the morning. So the daylight is very short and the evenings can feel long and dark. So I like to think of it as a time to kind of settle in, relax on the couch under a blanket, do some inside hobbies that you normally wouldn't do when the weather is nicer outside. So there's some benefits to wintertime here and resting. And it's also a time for me to rest without feeling guilty. I don't have yard work to do. There's no mowing, there's no weed whacking, there's no flowers to tend to or weeds to pull. So I feel like it gives me the opportunity to relax a little bit more than I normally do and to be indoors and just not feel the guilt of, oh, I should be outside doing something, I should be taking care of this. So it's a nice break all around for me here in South Central PA. So also, rest isn't just a physical thing. It can be mental or emotional rest too. And I think about the rest in the winter for me usually comes about this time in January. The holiday rush is over because I think through the month of December, I celebrate Christmas. And so there's a lot to prepare for that typically. Did I buy this gift for so-and-so? Did I ship this in time? Did I send this? Did I pick this up? Oh, don't forget, I need to prepare this for our gathering or whatever. There's always a lot of mental things to remember in the month of December to, have the celebrations that we typically do. Now, of course, this year was a little different with COVID. We didn't have quite the elaborate setup. So it was a lot less tasking on my brain, I should say, mentally to get through the holiday season. But typically in January is when I kind of regroup. I kind of let my guard down and I don't have much going on in January. I try not to plan a whole lot. So, obviously if there's inclement weather, I don't have to reschedule, appointments and things. I kind of let January slip by. So it's my month of rest, that winter nap. And emotionally as well, I try to kind of restructure my thoughts for the year and where I want to go and where I want to be. And it's like New Year's, we discussed, is a time for reflection. So it's kind of like January is a really good month to rest and be cozy. Now, physically, it's important to stay active all year long. Even though we like to rest in the winter, it's still important to get out, get some fresh air. If nothing else, a couple big breaths of fresh air every day. And, take a walk if you can, or just sit outside on your porch for 10 minutes and breathe in that air and be outside with nature a little bit. Because the birds are still around, the squirrels are still, jumping through the trees, and there is still life and activity out there, even though it's darker and feels a bit bleak on certain days. The sunshine will come back, summer will get here again, and it's going to be okay. But what I want you to know is that it's okay to rest in the wintertime. Well, it's okay to rest anytime, but wintertime gives us that grace. And if you can recognize that, I know that some people struggle with the seasonal affect disorder, which is, in the wintertime, they have that lack of vitamin D, and it mentally affects them, the shorter days without light. I understand that the struggle is real with that, but if you can try and find the joy in it as well, making some crock pot meals of comfort, finding a lap hobby. I call lap hobby like knitting or whittling or something that you can do, while you're sitting on the couch or at the table. It's something that you can kind of hold in your lap and do. You know, my daughter likes to do the weaving loom and make pot holders. That's something that she can do. Or I remember as a kid doing latch hooks in the wintertime. This was a great time of year to do latch hooks and make pillows or rugs. But those are some things that you can do to keep yourself busy. You can read a book. You can watch a podcast like this one just to keep your spirits up. So anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff to do. Think about it. It's a nice balance between rest and activity during the winter. But what I want you to know is that you don't have to feel guilty for taking that long nap on a Sunday afternoon in the middle of winter time. It's kind of like our time to recharge our body, our mind, and, you know, move forward into that new year. So take a nap today if you get a chance. If not, that's fine too. Get a couple breaths of fresh air, and we're going to get through this January. No worries. All right, now go be the light, love, and be loved. Talk to you soon.